Hello and welcome at Suzanne's Kitchen. Today I would like to show you how to make Salzburger Nockerl, which is an Austrian dessert specialty. And Salzburg is actually a region in Austria with high mountains, very good for skiing. So this dessert resembles a little bit the mountains with the snow-covered peaks. I will start first with showing you all the ingredients that we need for this recipe. We need an oven-proof dish. I've got 125 ml of milk. I've got about 40 grams of butter, and I use organic butter. We've got about 20 grams of vanilla sugar, about 60 grams of caster sugar. Here I've got 30 grams of organic flour and 20 grams of cornstarch. For this recipe we need 10 eggs. We will need 10 egg whites and 6 egg yolks, and I'm using organic eggs as well. The other thing that we need is the zest of 1 orange, and once the dessert's coming out of the oven, we just dust it with a little bit of icing sugar. So the first step is that I have to separate the eggs into egg yolks and egg whites. So here I've got my 6 egg yolks, and I put them on the side for the moment. And what I will do next is to start beating the egg whites. I just added a little pinch of salt, which helps to stiffen them up a little bit. I'm gonna beat them up to a soft peak, and then I will add my 60 grams of caster sugar. And this is what we are after, just a nice stiff peak. I'll put that aside for the moment, and next thing what we're gonna do is I've got my 6 egg yolks here, and I add half of the vanilla sugar, which is about 10 grams. And now I just add the lemon zest. If you can use some organic lemons as well, because for obvious reasons the zest is healthy and no pesticides on them, and you get a really nice aroma. Just be careful when you zest that you only get the nice yellow skin and not the white pith, because that makes it a little bit bitter. Okay, put this in. So now you can see that the egg yolks are nice and light in color and have gained some volume. And this is when we add the flour, which I have mixed with corn flour. And I sieve them through because I don't want to have any lumps in there. So I'll just sieve that into the mixture. Don't need the mix anymore. And then I carefully combine the egg yolks with the flour mixture. The flour and the corn flour gives the mixture a little bit of stability, because it's very light and fluffy, and it's nearly a souffle consistency. And just to give it a little bit more structure, we add the flour and corn flour, otherwise it deflates very easily. So that's nicely combined. Now I've got a quick moment where I can put my oven-proof form into the preheated oven. I preheated the oven to about 200-220 degrees. just pour my 125 ml of milk into the form, and I add the butter. You can just put the whole piece of butter in there because it's gonna melt quickly in the oven. And I add the other half of my remaining vanilla sugar in there, just to give it a little bit of an aroma. And I put this in the oven for about 5 minutes. So while my form is heating up in the oven and the butter is gonna melt into the milk, I have time to combine my two mixtures here. So I've got my egg yolk mixture with the flour and corn flour here, and I've got the egg whites with the sugar on the other side. Now it's always a good idea to mix the two with a metal spoon and not a wooden spoon. You just take a little bit and carefully fold it over, because we don't want to lose any of the air that we've beaten into the egg whites. Gonna keep the volume. We have to carefully fold the egg whites in, just that it's just combined, because we don't want to have any egg nests in there. That's not very nice to eat. And it gets a little bit easier once you've got a bit of the egg whites folded in. Got the last bit. Now this looks like it's quite a lot, but it's actually, the recipe is actually for about 4 to 6 people, and it's a very light dessert, because you've seen it's just egg whites and egg yolk, so it's really nice and fluffy. So you can even serve it after a bit of a hearty meal, no problem. And as I said, you can feed probably about 4 to 6 people with that. Okay, there we go. That's about ready. And I'll check out the form that I've put in the oven before. The butter should be melted by now. So here we've got our form, and the milk is nice and warm and the butter is melted. And what we do now is we'll just put some of this mixture into the form. Might be easy to just pour it in. What we do now is just try to form a few big canals. So that we can portion it afterwards. Okay. And now we put it back in the oven, preheated oven, 220 degrees, only for about 6 to 8 minutes until it's nice and brown. And here we go. Salzburger Nockerl have been in the oven for 8 minutes. They are lightly brown, and the last that I have to do is just to dust it with a little bit of icing sugar or the snow on the Salzburger mountains. Be generous. Here we go, Salzburger Nockerl, enjoy. And if you like my recipe, check it out on my website prostmahlzeit.co.nz. See you next time.